and shovel in hand, dirt flying wild. Blood, sweat, spilling, dreams of worth untold mile. Eyes fixed on them stones, a glint of cold fire burn. Clawing through the earth, tireless hearts won't return. Red dirt warriors chasing yellow gleam in the sun. Battered and bleeding, but we won't be done. For the families back home, hearts heavy with hope. Through ragged dreams and rocky slopes. Mountains loom my tales pass through the years. Every grain of sand soaked with dreams and fears. Gripping grim and forging fortune from the rock. Echoes of their struggle ticking like a clock. Red dirt warriors chasing yellow gleam in the sun. Battered and bleeding, but we won't be done. For the families back home, hearts heavy with hope. Through ragged dreams and rocky slopes. For that elusive cold, prayers sent skyward under the star. Red dirt nation driving to get far. Red dirt warriors chasing yellow gleam in the sun. Battered and bleeding, but we won't be done. For the families back home, hearts heavy with hope. Through ragged dreams and rocky slopes. Yellow gleam in the sun. Battered and bleeding, but we won't be done. We won't be done. The families back home, hearts heavy with hope. Through ragged dreams and rocky slopes.
How's it going, everybody? Red Dirt Nation's live on a Wednesday. I'm 403 Prospector. This is Nick prospecting 406. We got one of our co-hosts backstage, Mr. Prairie Prospecting. There he is. How's it going?
Hey, Kelly.
And then, so our special guest this week, he's a well-known dredger, miner, prospector. He's a reality TV star from Gold Rush, Whitewater. Great guy, family man, Mr. Carlos. There he is. Thanks for joining us, Carlos.
Hey guys,
Thanks for
how you
coming
guys
on.
doing?
Living the dream.
Living the dream, right?
Or is it a nightmare? Stacy says he'll be here in 10 minutes, by the way.
Good.
There you go. Right on.
Thanks for coming, Carlos.
Yeah. You know what? I almost didn't make it, man. I got for work pretty early today, so.
Right on. What did you do?
Well, of course, you know the big deal is that we're not filming this year, so I actually had to go get a 9-to-5 job. You know, clock in, clock out kind of deal. You know.
Okay.
So I started working with this this trucking company. That's our lifeline to Haines. It's called AML America. Alaska Marine Line. So anything that we want, Haines want, including groceries, anything comes in, and we have to sort that out and truck it, kind of deal.
So you're all over the place still.
Yeah. You know, but what you call it? But the thing is, this will be the first summer, I don't even know, like in 8-9 years that I actually get to come home every night and during the summertime. So
that's good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're looking forward to that event, hey?
Yeah, man. So it's pretty cool, man. So I get to come home to see the family, and then we'll see if my wife gets tired of me.
Are you kind of sad that you guys aren't filming anymore?
You know what? It's a double-edged sword. You know, it's a double-edged sword. Of course, you know, that was it became so ingrained into me, like into my family's life and my life, that was our life.
Yeah.
And then when we got the word that, they're not filming anymore, then that literally kind of broke me, because I was like, oh my gosh, another chapter in my life. I mean, how many more chapters can one person go through,
Right.
So, in the beginning, it was kind of confusing, but now that everything's settled down and it became part of life now. Like I said, I got a 9-to-5er,
So
family benefits.
Speaking of that, so how did you get involved with Gold Rush?
Oh, Gold Rush Whitewater. How did I get involved? I worked offshore. Diving offshore, and those oil rigs. Just your basic construction worker, just doing it underwater. And then I got married, and my wife didn't like that kind of life, so I came back to California with her, and I tried to get into the common workflow, and I couldn't find a job. I could not find a job in my life. It got to the point where I tried to even apply for Walmart and Starbucks, and I couldn't get a job. My resume looked too fanatic for people to take it serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Marine, underwater welder, underwater medic. And if I try to get a job anywhere, they're going to say like, hey, you're not going to stick around, are you? Once you find something better, you're going to take off, So I couldn't get a job. Anywhere. So it became so bleak. I started putting my resume out there, diver. And then they said they needed a diver. And they said, I said, okay, I can do it. Do you want to know what it is first? I goes, if it's in the water, I can do it. It's no biggie, I can do it. And that's it, and they hired me on.
So who scouted you? Was it Discovery or was it Dakota Fred?
Dakota Fred kind of brought me in on the deal, Yeah, they had to come and look at me and all that kind of stuff and see if I had the right stuff and all that kind of stuff. The right personality to fit in with the group, They didn't want. I think Paul Richardson told me this. He was like, "Yeah, man, when they said the Marines were going to get hired on, that you was going to like start taking charge and all that." I goes, no. Good Marine knows how to follow, amigo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got no ambition to take over or freaking parking orders, man. So, hey, man, all the responsibility of the mission was off of me. I just had to do my job, try to keep people safe and myself safe, and it was awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Wicked.
it's a cool opportunity. Big change, though, I'm sure.
Hey,
See,
because of that show is the reason why me and the family live here in this beautiful Haines, Alaska. If you guys haven't been here, please come take a week trip. You know what I mean? Since I got the whole summer off, I can take you fishing, man. By the time you get here, I'll start learning how to use my boat, I had this boat for 5 years, and I have not personally taken it out in the water yet. I had to let people take it out for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not an airboat though, right?
No. Hell no. I will never invest in none of those goddamn airboats, man.
Yeah.
Hell no, man.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Having 3 break in one day, it sounds like a pretty bad idea.
Hey, let me tell you, those airboats, man. Holy moly, man. You got to keep those things in pristine condition. Because I was reading one of the comments on Gold Rush Whitewater on the Facebook page, and when they had this last episode where where Paul and his brother Wes, the boat broke down. Some people saying like, "Oh, that's so fake. How can that be so fake?" I goes, "No, amigo. Those boats breaking down, it became the joke. Like says, like if we made it on the Monday to camp without breaking down, it was a reason to celebrate. Yeah.
Wow.
Our boat didn't break down, and there's 2 of them. The boats didn't break down. And it became such a common thing that the production crew, they were literally getting tired of it. They were like, Another boat, another breaking down, another breakdown, another breakdown, another breakdown. You know, you couldn't show that so many times because it just becomes monotonous, you know?
You're right.
Yeah.
And that Syracuse, that river, that Syracuse, man, I'm telling you, ask any local here, that is a dangerous, dangerous river. It's alive. Every week, the whole river changes. You know what I mean? There's different avenues. There's different side streets. It changes. So when you break down on the Syracuse, it's reason to panic. And Wes, freaking old man Wes, him falling over? Come on, dude.
Wild.
Holy shit. That river has so much quicksand. You know, we call it quicksand. You get stuck in that quicksand, that river will bury you. You know, you're stuck in there, you're gone. They won't find you, man. You know, that river is scary.
The Simpson got down that river. It looked like he went away.
Oh man, I mean, we heard the distress call and everything, and when we seen the footage, we was like, holy shit, Wes, how in the world? How do you? And I can't give it away yet. I can't give it away. You know, we're gonna have to have one of these things at the end of the season so I can tell you the behind the scenes stuff. You know what I mean? Because I don't know what they're gonna show and what they're not gonna show. But these boats, man, that's scary. Just Ubering there and Ubering back. It's scary.
So did that brand new boat that what's the name about really break down his first trip up the river?
Was that what you talking about? Because Dustin,
not Dustin.
And James, right?
James, yeah, James, that was the name.
Yeah, man, he was having some difficulty on his boat too, man.
Oh, what bad luck.
Well,
Yeah,
you know,
I'm telling you, these boats, man. I mean, they're just
the best 2 days of a boat owner's life is, don't you?
no. What's that?
The day you buy it and the day you sell it.
Yeah. Holy crap, man. I'm telling you, I don't know
man.
how many times those things break down. We get water in the freaking fuel filters and everything, so we have to change it on the fly.
So was this show your first time gold mining then?
Yeah, you know, I was like, what you call it? I found out that people that gold mine, it's in their blood some way or another. It's in their DNA. You know what I mean? It's when I heard about gold, I said, yeah, sure, okay, but I'm diving though, right? You know, I was more about the water and everything like that. And it was later on when I started learning how to tell the difference between the pyrite and real gold. You know what I mean? It took me 2 seasons to figure that out.
No, geez.
wow.
And then once I started doing that, and once I started finding gold, and then once I started getting the lay down, the hunt became a real thing. You know what I mean? The hunt was real. So I mean, finding gold, and I feel bad sometimes. I really feel guilty sometimes because there's some times where I found actual nuggets in the water, and I'm just thinking, like, God, those people that actually love gold so much, you know, they can dream and eat it. They will never experience this. You know what I mean? So I kind of feel bad that I was experiencing that before them. You know?
No.
Well,
But God,
So
what a rush! What a freaking rush, man!
So how much of a rush was it for you to find the biggest nugget in Gold Rush history?
Oh, it would be even a bigger rush if I got to keep it. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I couldn't believe it. Man. I couldn't believe it. That was awesome. That was awesome. And like again, man, I got a little bit guilty. Like, gosh, man, I was kind of hoping that that belonged to like a find for James or Paul, man. That really, really freaking they're born for it. You know what I mean? They were just born for that kind of deal. I was like, holy moly, man. I showed my wife and all that, and she herself, got all awesome about it.
What did it weigh?
It weighed 5.8 5.9 ounces. But we
Ounces.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, we rounded it up to 6 because it sounds better.
that does sound good.
Works for
It was
me.
like the size of a palm stone, man. It was sweet.
Yeah. You know, it's something like that. You seen that pictures and everything. I mean, that's a beautiful, beautiful specimen. What would you guys value that off of?
Oh,
Find
let's
of a
see,
lifetime.
5.8 ounces. So I would say find of a lifetime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
in
What-
value.
But what would you put that? What would you put up money value? You know, like ballpark.
Oh, today
Uh,
I'd say probably 18,
20
20,000.
grand,
20 grand.
20, 22,
Yeah. It's
because
good
it's a
specimen.
big nugget and it's, documented where it was found. It's got,
exactly.
it's got everything, going for it because, where it was found, when it was found, who it was found, everybody that watched Gold Rush Whitewater seen it and can,
Drool over
can
it.
say that, yes, this is the nugget,
Absolutely. That's what I think too.
So was that your most treasured find then?
I would have to say, I've been blessed, man. I've been blessed. I think finding nuggets, man. I found a freaking, I think I found like a 2-ounce nugget, man, in the top, in the freaking overburden. I mean, literally, when we went to, I think it was season 3, and we went to a place that's been hit before, and for some reason, Dustin had this feeling about going, and it's been hit over and over. And not more than maybe 45 minutes into the dive, 2 feet in overburden. And bedrock was at least another 8 feet down. And that was a 2-ounce nugget, man. I couldn't freaking believe it. And the thing is, when I was trying to go after it, and I seen it, I goes, no freaking way. Is that a freaking nugget? And I was trying to go after it. It was sinking into the freaking sand, and I couldn't get it fast enough. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
It just kept on sinking because I had the dredge on it, so I had to hold the dredge back just far enough to blow it away, and then, before it went up that nozzle, because I wanted to hold it. So when I came up with that nugget, man, and people says, are you freaking kidding me? There's no freaking way, man. Like, how would you explain that? People saying it was flooded, that was taken there, but it just didn't make sense. I mean, found it within the 2 to 3 feet in overburden. I was like, holy moly, man.
So, I mean, that's a good sign that it's still putting gold out.
Oh,
Yep.
And that is a great sign. And believe it or not, when we got down to the bottom of that bedrock around those boulders, around one specialty boulder, it became a nugget bonanza. You know what? It became like people was coming up with nuggets. Oh, found another nugget. It just became too
It was just nonchalant,
Yeah, exactly. Nonchalant. It became a number game. After a while, it was just like, this is not supposed to be this easy. It was keep coming up, nuggets. And when we got to that boulder, man, it was just nonstop, And the thing is that's right. That creek is still producing gold,
Okay. And that's Nugget Creek we're talking about still, right?
No, that was McKinley. That was in season 3.
Oh, McKinley, right.
That's that's season 3. That you give it like another 100 years and let it replenish itself. It's gonna, with all the big floods and whatnot,
Right.
It's a piggy bank.
Yeah, I mean, all the landslides and all the high water rises. I mean, you never know what's going to show up.
Exactly.
So do you have the prospecting mining bug? Do you go out with you and your family?
You know what I want to do, to be honest with you? At one of the gold shows, I know these 2 guys that I met up there, and they were so hard up for gold mining detecting, you know what I mean, with the machines and everything,
Mm-hmm.
Hitting all the tailings, and I says, oh my gosh, I know where tons of tailings are at, and they were showing me their finds and all that. I was like, holy moly. Now that's something that I would love to freaking try. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's so many tailings from the old prospector days. It's just there. You can see mounds upon mounds upon mounds upon mounds, So I would like to invest like in an $800, simple gold detector and see how long it would take to make my investment back.
Right. That'd be kind of a cool bunch of videos.
You know what I mean? How long would it take? You know, and the thing is, I don't have to worry about the dangerous stuff. The family can come with me, me and the family, we're a bunch of rock hounds. You know what I mean? We are a bunch of rock hounds and everything. So you know what I mean? We'll come back with something. But the thing is, that would be the funnest thing in the world.
Sweet.
So, what is the most dangerous situation you've faced while gold mining?
Oh my gosh. I think by season 3, I used up all my 9 lives. You know what I mean? and that's the truth in the matter. And there's times, at least 80% of the time, where the cameras were never on us. And I have to give it to Tim Dalby. You know, Tim Dalby was a producer for Gold Rush Whitewater.
Yeah.
There was one time, and they didn't show it on TV, and I had to I had to thank him for that. You know what I mean? Because oh my gosh, it would have just killed my wife. And you know, like, well, you know how we were blowing up those rocks and everything like that, you know. And we was drilling, and for some reason, one charge got stuck in the hole, and it wasn't the main charge. It was just the stuff that, you know, the other charge. So, you know, we always drilled it out. You know what I mean? We always drilled it out. And this one time, man, that thing freaking went off in my face. Boom!
Oh, geez.
And man, I got peppered, man. I got peppered so much, man, that I had all these blood spots all over me. Freaking James was with me, and I kept asking James, you know. I had this like, and I couldn't focus, and I kept telling James, I go, James, am I alive? Am I dead? Am I dead? Am I dead? And he had this look. He goes, no, man, you're still alive, man. He's still alive. And I did this with my hand, and then I see all this, you know, all this blood. I was like, oh my gosh. And I just couldn't believe it. And I couldn't focus, man. I was just wandering around and everything like that. And I remember to this freaking day, one of the producers there, and she made me so freaking angry. And she goes, I know that, you know, you're hurt and all that, and you know all that kind of stuff, but you can't leave until we interview you. And I go, what the hell? I was pissed, man. I was freaking pissed, man. I mean, the only thing I was thinking was like, I have to be dead. Am I dead, or am I have to be dead? What is my family? You know, I was just thinking, my family. What is my family going to do? What's you know, without me? You know?
Yeah.
For the next 3 days, man. For the next 3 days, I couldn't get I had no balance or anything like that, and and the only thing that saved me is when it blew up, half the chunk of rock blew along with it. You know, so some of that explosion went with that rock.
It went down. Oh, okay, down and away.
Down and away, you know. So I just got a little bit, but if that rock didn't blow up, man, I would have got full force, man. It rattled me. Oh,
I bet.
It's scary.
and that's just like one of the things, but oh my gosh, man, this is the kind of things that happens. You know what I mean? I mean, jeez, that was a dangerous job. And the thing is, it was the safety crew. The safety crew hated us because the safety crew was not in charge of the miners. They were in charge of the production crew, you know?
Oh boy.
Right.
And the safety crew would just look at the stuff that we did, and they like, oh my God, trying to bite their tongue and try to tell us in a nice way, please do this, please do that. And then, you know, holy moly.
You're like, hell no, get out of our way.
Exactly. And I just talked to the head of the safety crew just like 2 weeks ago, and she said like, oh my gosh, I'm glad that job's over, man. I don't have to worry about none of you guys anymore, you know.
Oh God. So then with that, like, what was a typical day of filming like, having to deal with the production crew and all of them?
Oh, you know, it was a love-hate relationship, you know. It was a love-hate relationship. They had to put up with us. They had to put up with us when we were feeling like all whiny and everything, you know, and and you know, like some of the times where they have to talk, you know, like, you know, to get the interviews and all that kind of stuff, we're like, God, we're trying to get this gold, you know what I mean? And then because I know, but it's a TV show and we're trying to get this, you know. And most of the times they would ask us to explain something simple, you know what I mean? Like, what is a dredge? You know, like, what do you mean, what is a goddamn dredge? You know,
It's right
and then
there.
yeah. And then they try to explain to us, well, like, you know what? People that tune into the show as newbies, they have to know these things, you know, and we understand, you know, they're there to make the show, and we're there to give them a show. But the thing is, without any of us, there would be no show. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
There's times at the end of the day we have to say like, "Oh, I'm sorry," you know, I didn't mean to be all pissy, and you know, especially when something happened, you know, like, you know, that one girl saying like, "I know you just got blown up, but you can't go nowhere until we interview you." You know what I'm thinking? Like,
Oh, she would have went for a swim, man.
you know what I mean?
Uh,
So yeah.
You know, it's
It
crazy.
was a love-hate relationship, but that I have to tell you, everybody in that production crew, I've made some great friends. Some of my best friends are a cameraman. And the thing is, oh, what's so funny is, oh my gosh, I wish. Is there any way I can send you a clip, man, and you can put it on here?
Yeah, send it to me. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And you're gonna love this, man. You're gonna
Yeah.
love this. And the thing is, and what's so funny about it is, they know I had this one camera guy, he's a best friend of mine. And when I'm doing something dangerous and all that stuff, he loves to ask that question at that moment. And I get so pissed off. I was like, you see me what the hell I'm doing here right now? What the hell? You know, leave me alone. And he loves it, man. He does it to rattle my man.
That's wicked. That's wicked. That's how you know you have a good connection with people when you can do that kind
Yeah.
of joshing with each other.
Yeah, you know what? And like I said, man, I mean, these guys have come to my house. I've had break table on my table, on my dinner table. Some came and stayed overnight. You know, I mean, I love these guys, especially the ones that are from England, man. God, I am truly going to miss them. You know what I mean? I think that's the most heartbreaking of it all. You know, you get to go mine gold anytime. You get to go prospect anytime. But not to see these guys like we do every year, that's what's going to break my heart.
Right. They're like part of the gold, you know, the crew, you know what I mean? And, you know, you get those relationships and the bonds and that kind of stuff. And it's like, well, where's my camera guy buddy? And he's usually right here with me. And, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, when we filmed for Dave Turn Backyard Gold, there was one particular girl, the assistant producer. She was so cool, walking around, but super just friendly and open, and opened her mouth and got herself in trouble while we were filming.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, she was a little too open about how she was feeling about somebody in particular that day. I forgot that we were mic'd up.
Oh, that sucks, man.
Well, you know, I guess after a full year of that, you let things slip.
Jeez, that sucks, dude. Yeah, you got to be careful, man. You got to be careful what you say. I mean, that's like anywhere. You know what I mean? It's like anywhere. You can't say much about anything.
Oh man! So you guys would start on a Monday. So then, how did you just work Monday through Friday then out there for filming?
We did Monday through Friday if we're lucky. That's if we're lucky. That's if I'm lucky. You know, that's if I'm lucky. Most of the time they like to come home on Saturday, or come back in here on Saturday. You know, if it was up to the rest of the guys, you know, other than me and James, they would have stayed out there all freaking week, all the time. You know. But the thing is, I mean, I had to come back to the family. That was my deal. And you know, sometimes when I came back on Friday, I got a full weekend you know, and sometimes if we come back on a Saturday afternoon, you know, I got enough, you know, I got a house to still take care of, you know, I come home, kiss the family, you know, make up some time and, you know, take care of the house and everything and, you know, go back out on Monday, you know?
Yeah, makes sense.
I got
Everybody's got a life.
Brian Wilder from Bering Sea Golds in the chat.
Yeah,
Hey,
Brian.
Brian, how's it going?
He said he lived with camera guys for a few years. They're more wild than any show cast members, and they should do a show about them.
You know, I absolutely think they should do a show about them.
Cameraman's
They're
gone
not
wild.
huh? Cameraman's gone wild. Oh my God. So did you guys film for what, 8 hours a day or 10 hours a day?
Let's see. They would come to our. We would get up at 7-ish dot, have our coffee. You know, we have to have that 1 hour of coffee, like nobody bothering us and all that kind of deal. And yeah, they would come around that little bit after that, and then we would go to work. You know, we would go to work, and you know, depending, you know, like on the time of year, you know, sometimes we'll stay out there late, and then it all depends. You know, like we get tired pretty quick, man.
Yeah,
and depending on the weather too.
Depending on the weather, and then what you call it, as the summer passes by, you know, it starts to get darker and darker and darker, and you couldn't keep the production crew out there after dark because it becomes too dangerous. I mean, you can barely walk without slipping in daylight, in pure daylight. You know what I mean?
Right.
Doing that at freaking night.
Yeah, somebody's going to get hurt. What's going on, PA?
PA, how's it going? Scrapyard, how's it going?
Scrappy's in the house.
Lots of people stopping in at the moment. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Just waiting for a clip from Carlos that he's
Where do I send this to, man?
Just send it to Facebook and then I'll upload it.
Okay, here we go. Let me see here.
So this year on the season of Whitewater, you guys went to a new spot on Nugget Creek. You guys dubbed it the Wall.
Yeah, at the Wall.
Yeah, how was that? That looks like it's pretty intense little spot you guys are in there.
You know what you call it? Right, I sent. You know, we thought we didn't really think about. We just thought it was a great gold catch. It was a great gold catch. You know, water coming down to that one deal and just hitting that wall. But the thing is, we didn't think about us being there at the same time when that water's coming against that wall, especially when the water picked up. You know.
Oh, so that you threw yourself in a washing machine, huh?
Yeah, it just killed us. And you know, you just got to see, man, how that thing goes, man. We just dig that thing, man. We just, you know what I mean? It's funny because you see, this is where the gold catch is, but it turns out to be the most terrifying water when the water picks up. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Oh.
So how much weight are you guys? How much weight are you guys running just to keep you on the bottom?
Each of us, we put on to like 70 to 80 pounds.
No.
Whew.
Yeah. 70
Good
to
grief.
80 freaking pounds, you know? And that, I mean, after a while, man, you get freaking beat. You know, like, because you're in the water 4 to 6 hours during a dive. And some people don't realize, I mean, you're down there and you're just moving against all this resistance. You know what I mean? All this water, you know what I mean? And after 3 hours, I know when 3 hours or 3.5 hours hit, because that's when they get these, everybody, me and Paul, we get these hellacious cramps, man, right in our legs, man. Oh my God.
Oh.
You know, so
Oh.
yeah, I know, like, So we started drinking these like these hydration powders and all that, you know, just for the cramps, you know.
Right.
Holy,
Did it help?
yeah, it freaking helped a lot. I mean, a lot.
Well, yeah, you're underwater, but you can't drink water, and
You're
that
underwater,
you know,
you can't drink water,
that,
you know, and you don't really understand that you're moving so much. I mean, just one person alone picks up at least, man, half a ton of rocks a day. You know what I mean?
Man, that's a lot of moving.
Yeah.
and then plus getting beaten by the water,
You're getting beaten
dragging
by the
that
water.
dredge hose.
And when starting a new site, that's what sucks because you're on top of the freaking water. You're right there on top of the surface, and you're right there at the pound zone and everything.
Oh,
You're doing your best to dig to get underneath that
to
freaking
get out of it.
Yeah, to get out of it.
So do those weir walls really make as big of a difference as it looks like they do on the show?
Sorry, say it again.
The weir walls, do they seem to make as much of a difference as
Oh,
it looks
dude,
like they
they
do?
make a huge difference. They make a huge difference. Did you get it yet?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Just something there to deflect a little bit of that pounding
Oh,
and the
it
currents.
works a lot. And let me tell you, man. I mean, that idea doesn't like splitting up the creek where you got the fast zone on one side, and then you got the slow zone on the other side. That's freaking ingenious. You know what I mean? That's freaking smart. But the thing is, some of those boulders that we put up there, sometimes without knowing it, we undermine them. You know what I mean? We're like dredging underneath them, making them unstable. So there's times where we have to like tie those freaking cable those freaking boulders to the freaking wall on the other side. You know,
Just to keep them back up there.
just to keep them back. I'm telling you, man. You know, you can't dig a perfect hole in a freaking Alaska creek, man. You can't. You know, there's no such thing as down dimensions or anything like a perfectly freaking. You can't. There's always going to be something overhanging you. Always.
So
And
would you rather keep doing the weir walls over the ponds?
Yeah. And then, of course, you know, the downside is when we get a big flood, those rear walls will come right down in our hole.
Oh, geez.
Oh, yeah, move them all back down again. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, so miserable.
Yeah, man.
Let's see.
Nothing like building things twice, huh?
Oh,
3,
Story
4,
of my
5.
life.
yeah. If it was twice, then that'd be no big deal, man. But you know what I mean?
So that's a real risk up there, hey, is because it rains all the time up there. So you've got landslides, flooding, debris.
Especially Nugget Creek. Nugget Creek, the walls are so freaking high, and they're
Yeah.
so steep on either side. And down on the bottom, I mean, you're talking about a space like from left to right, right to left. You know, you're not talking about more than about maybe like 100 feet, man. And then you got these hundreds of feet walls at a 15-degree angle. You know, just so any wind blows. And then they blow all those freaking alders around. It's gonna knock a rock down. And one rock knocks down another rock, and then then when it
2
rains,
becomes 4, 4 becomes 8.
yeah, exactly. When it rains too, all that stuff comes down. You know, so it's just like God, man. You know, like sometimes you have to look up, especially when the wind blows. When the wind blowing down there in that freaking valley, man, we're just waiting to hear things. You know what I mean? Like, and that's why I always, yeah.
Because I remember the last episode, you guys were worried about a black bear throwing some rocks on you guys.
Yeah, black bear, man. That freaking bear, man.
Oh, did you guys have a
Is that
camp
your
bear?
guys'
No. You know what? We were pretty lucky that no bears came to camp, but they came pretty doggone close. But there was none that came into camp and like turned over our garbage or anything like that. I mean, once you have a camp bear, then good luck trying to get rid of it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. How long did that bear shut you guys down for that day?
Yeah. Freaking bear.
But really though, were you guys down for a couple hours because of him, or just for like a half an hour?
No, just for a little bit. Now we just looked at that and all that, and just said, okay, it went away, And it was what you call it. It was not much of a bear. It was just like kind of like a teenage bear kind of deal.
Oh, okay.
But as they describe in Discovery, it is Alaska's apex predator.
No, yeah.
Hey.
Apex predator,
Yeah, even though it's a little black bear.
Yeah, like bears. We get bears all the. You know what the funny thing is? My wife and my little girl has seen more bears than I have seen out in camp in our front yard.
There you go. Jeez, eh? So there you go.
Yeah, I mean, in our front yard, it's a bear highway. They have to come through our yard to get down to the water. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. All right, so we have a clip from Carlos that he wants us to share. This is from one of the camera guys.
Yeah.
Is this from one of the camera guys? This clip that you want us to share?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Son of a gun! Son of a gun! Son of a gun! Son of a gun!
Carlos, what are you doing?
Are you fucking kidding me? Shut up, dude! Fuck! Really? Really?
I just want to know what you're doing.
What? You serious? You see what I'm trying to frickin' do? Ah, fuck, Brandon! What? So I came across here. This is a rocket question. What's underneath it? We're just gonna take a little piece out of it. See what's underneath it. Gold. Gold. Gold.
Nice one, buddy.
Oh man.
Look at this. I love that.
That was great. Yeah, yelling at him and then just drop right back into character. Would have been funny if you would have thrown a rock or something at him, huh?
Oh no, those cameras are too expensive, man. Those like our $20,000 cameras and stuff.
But it just kind of shows the relationship you guys have with the crew.
Oh, the camera crews are the best things in the world. You know what I mean? I mean, we've heard horror stories and everything like that about camera crew and whoever's on the show and all that. But no, it was the best. That was one of the things that made being away from home tolerable. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, we've interviewed quite a few people who have been on like Bering Sea Gold and Gold Rush Whitewater, and the common theme we're hearing is the camera guys and the crew are kind of the ones that make the experience for you guys.
Yeah.
Like obviously the mining too, but it seems like the crew is second to none. So that's awesome to hear.
Yeah, man. Like I said, it's the camera crew. If it wasn't for a great camera crew, it would have been miserable out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I'm gonna send you another one about the bears in our in our yard. And here we go here. And hold on. This is my bear dog. This is one of our bear dogs.
No,
Apex predator. Nothing to compare for this dog.
What's his name? What's his name?
Churro.
Churro. Oh, cute little guy. That,
Apex predator don't got nothing on this dog.
Ain't got nothing on the Chihuahua,
No.
he looks feisty.
huh?
You can show that clip, and oh my gosh, man, you'll laugh at that one.
Give me a sec here. So, can you explain that blowout of your? So you guys have that line up there, your winch line, and
The what?
there was a blowout on the mountain when you got on the last or this season because the line was loose, and James went to retighten that line, and then the mountain blew out.
Oh, jeez, that was crazy. Man. Our skyline.
Yeah, your skyline. Sorry.
Yeah, the skyline. One of those things, one of the hard things about that area was trying to find anchor points in that wall, and all that wall is. That's what's so scary about the landslides. All that wall was nothing but oh my gosh, I just had a brain fart. What kind of rock is that? Ugly shale. It was the whole mountain was made out of shale on both sides.
No, geez.
So, yeah. So when
You
we
ain't putting
put
an anchor in that.
skyline in, when we put that skyline in, we didn't really account for that much pressure when Wes built that monster dredge, the Deuce Sluice. It was so freaking heavy, so heavy, and that's with no weight on it. That's with no dirt in the sluice boxes, the water. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We had to take the hoses off to lift that thing because it was so freaking heavy, and we didn't account for that all that pressure of that skyline that went over that hump. It was actually crumbled the shale, and Dustin didn't have no time to do anything like to go redo it or anything that's up there. So he says, okay, well, let's just tighten it up so we can break it. And I didn't really think like, is it going to work? And sure enough, man, we tightened that thing up so much and we put so much weight on that skyline, the whole thing exploded. I couldn't freaking believe it. So,
Wild.
yeah. So where the skyline was at then, it was more of a stable bridge, you know? So
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that
Found
worked.
some better rock, huh?
Yeah.
And how about that Deuce Sluice, man? That bridge is a monster. That thing is a monster.
It was a monster. It was a freaking monster. It was a love-hate relationship in the beginning, let me tell you. You know, there was a lot of bugs to be worked out on it, just like anything new. Anything new.
Oh,
there
yeah.
was a lot of bugs. There was a lot of bugs to be worked out on, and holy moly, man, that should be put in the Smithsonian or something, yeah. Man.
Well, I mean, it's
All
not
right.
like he was given a ton of time to work on it. He did what he could with what time he had, you know?
Yeah, man. Oh my gosh. He worked on it day and night. I mean, when we went to bed, man, we can hear him pounding away still, you know, pounding away, cursing. You know what I mean?
Oh,
But I tell you, Wes, man, he is like a mad scientist. He can make anything out of anything.
Matt West is a freaking master tinker, man. Let me tell you,
Yeah.
Wes is the kind of guy that you want on your side when the apocalypse comes. You know what I mean? That's what you want.
Absolutely. Yeah.
A carpenter, fabricator. I mean, this guy, what the hell, man? He does it all. He does it all. You
Wow.
know?
All right. We're gonna see the new apex predator
Oh, give it up.
of Alaska here. This is gonna get his there he is. This video is for his little guy there.
Chura, come on. Chura, come on. Chura, come inside. Chura! Chura! Chura, come inside. Chura, come inside. Come here. Good boy. Come here. Good boy.
Teresa, come here.
Churro. Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
Big
man.
little pooch.
My wife wasn't too scared because she was still speaking English, man. If she was scared, she would be speaking Spanish.
Holy.
Oh,
Uh,
How are you?
good. Thank you
Yeah.
for having us.
Thanks
awesome.
for
Thanks for
joining
coming
us. You were Churro there. Holy. Chasing off a grizzly like that. Like, holy.
It was
Why?
so scary for me because he's so tiny, but he was so brave that I told Carlos, I need to take the video because he was just so brave chasing that bear. And I get like scared, happy, I don't know, sad at the same time because our big dog, he don't do nothing.
He's still a puppy, man. He's still a puppy. He's learning the ropes, man. He's learning. He was still a puppy. He was only a year old, man. So let's give him a break.
Yeah.
Oh, he's 15 years old, man.
He's
Get
old.
out of here, really?
15 years old. He only has like 3 teeth in him. That's it.
Yeah.
He only has
old and ornery. That's why he scared that bear away.
That's right.
That's awesome.
He's been around the block.
He's been around the block, man. My dog, man.
That's good stuff. Dogs are a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
We got Coop.
Yeah, my dog, Cooper the minded dog, he couldn't
Yep.
scare a fly or hurt a fly. So I'd be Bear Chow.
He keeps those birds away from us, though.
For
That's not all
sure.
he's good for. He's big like your dog, your bigger dog, but all fluff.
Cool, man. Yeah, we love our dogs, man. We love our dogs. You have to have a dog here. If your little girl's gonna go out play outside, seriously,
Seriously. Yeah.
Yeah.
you have to have a dog. And the big one, he usually don't bark unless we want to come in, but he has this terrifying bark where there's a moose or there's a freaking bear in the yard. It's a terrifying bark. You know what I mean?
No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, he's not an aggressive dog. He's one of those kind of dogs where somebody breaks in the house, he'd be like, "Oh, hey, like, what are you guys up to? Like, pet me, that kind of stuff,
Yeah. You got treats?
Yeah, you got treats,
Yeah.
We had a moose and a calf that stayed in our yard. And my big dog wanted to go play with the calf, man, and that freaking mama moose, man, was
Oh.
Ooh.
holy moly, man.
Don't do that. Yeah.
A bear anytime, man, but just don't bring a mother moose with her calf around the house.
No.
because unforgiving.
Yeah.
Oh,
I,
yeah,
I,
they don't mess
for,
around.
I tell Carlos that now I'm more afraid to the moose than the bears because those moose are really, really, really scary and aggressive.
Yeah, that's the
Oh,
scariest thing. When you see a baby moose out here or a calf, and then you're looking at it closely, then you can hear in the woods, man, this crunching, loud, fast crunching come through the forest. It's a mother moose like coming in full charge, man. So
Oh, yeah. She's there to stomp your guts.
Yeah.
moose, man, good tasting but
Oh.
scary.
Yeah.
They're fun to hunt.
Oh, maybe this year I get a chance to go hunting, man.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go. There's always an upside to everything.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, all you guys got to come and make a trip here to Haines, Alaska, amigo.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I'd love
You
to.
know, yeah, absolutely. Me and my wife are thinking of because we're getting married in July. We're thinking where are we going for the honeymoon? So yeah, we're not sure. Maybe Haines.
Yeah, man, 4th of July, come enjoy the freaking our independence.
51st state because I'm in
Yeah.
Alberta.
You will love it because right here, like all the community are so friendly and so nice that they will give you like amazing welcome here. I mean, you will go back home with friends already.
Cool.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, man.
Good
Plus,
communities are a dime a dozen.
yeah, man. And plus, we should have salmon by that time, man. We can have some fish tacos, man, by that time.
Yes.
Oh.
Did you guys move to Alaska? How long ago did you guys move to Alaska? And how has the transition been?
Oh, we moved to Alaska when because after we filmed the first season, we was doing our last episode and we got the call and said, we're not going to do your show, so they shelved it. And so I had to go out, but it all worked out for a good reason. You know what I mean? It all worked out. Wes was having Wes had to stay home and take care of his wife. Teresa, my wife, got pregnant. You know what I mean? So that whole year, matter of fact, if they was to continue to do season 2, I wouldn't have done it because my wife was pregnant. I just couldn't leave my wife and everything like that. Pregnancy and everything like that. So it worked out. After my little girl was born, and I was working this awful job at the airport, they called us up and said, "Hey, we're gonna do it again." And that was we got that call in 2018, and my little girl was 2 months old. So I said, I'm gonna bring my family down because I can't be without them. So they came down to 2018 when my little girl was only like 3 months old, and then we stayed.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
And
You guys,
big transition for my wife more than anything. It was a huge transition for my wife, like a city girl. And you're here in Alaska, you got to do your grocery shopping on Wednesdays afternoon because we get the barge in of food on Tuesdays, and they get the food delivered on Tuesday night to the supermarket. They stock it, so you get the best chow on Wednesday afternoon before everything runs out on Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You literally have to learn how to live in here because everything is completely different. And after 8 o'clock, if you don't buy the milk for your baby, you don't be able to get no milk.
Summer hours, 8 o'clock, store is shut down.
Yeah, there's
Store is shut down. There's everything's shut down. You learn how to freeze. You always learn how to keep a gallon of milk frozen because you never know when freaking the dairy you don't get dairy products. You know what I mean?
Nope.
Wow.
Or eggs. For some reason, we ran out of eggs for like weeks and weeks and weeks, man.
I remember that one day, Carlos, because he's the one that is in charge to go and do the shopping.
Damn right.
Remember that he said like, "There's no eggs," and I'm like, "Babe, you told me that last week," and he's like, "Well, there's not gonna be eggs for like a couple more days." I was like, "Are you kidding?" He's like, "No, I'm telling you the truth. It was our first year, remember?"
Right.
And it was like kind of like weird for me because I was like, "This is real that we really we have."
It's a blessing for us. I mean, like we lived in California, and avocados were there like a dime a dozen. Actually, avocados for a dozen of avocados, it costs a dime. Basically, you know what I mean?
Right.
Wow.
Here, each avocado costs $3.67. I didn't buy none today because it costs $3.67, and they're pretty rough. So when I cut these avocados, it's a treat. Like, hey, I got 2 avocados, and she'll look at me like, "This is the best you can find." Like, and I get mad. Like, what the hell? This is totally
This is the best ones I could get.
This is the best we can get. You know what I mean? And then she does that, and I'm like, you lived here long enough to know that if what I bring back is what we have. That's all it. When we go to Juneau or White Horse in the Yukon or California, people look at us because we eat so much fruit. Tons of fruit. We go eat tons and tons of fruit, man. Holy moly.
well, that's the thing, because you guys are carnivores when you're up there, because that's all you can eat, basically, is just meat.
That's it.
So did Carlos buy chickens? So you have chickens now in your yard?
I would love to have chickens and everything, but the only thing I'd be scared of is the freaking bears coming to them and all that. And I'm even too scared to like do any kind of fruit because that's just a welcoming mat for bears.
Oh yeah. An apple tree or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Bears love cherries and apple trees, man.
Yeah. Oh.
He's frozen.
Uh-oh.
We got
Oh, my-
another Alaskan native. Mr. Creed is in the house.
Reed's in the house.
All
Oh,
right,
there he
my-
is.
oh, Carlos,
He
I'm
moved.
back. Sweet.
You're back,
Yeah,
Carlos.
one of my customers had a grizzly bear tear out their whole 8-foot fence to their garden so they could get to all its vegetables at the end of the year.
Wow.
Yep.
Our neighbor across the street had his garage door broken in twice.
It's not the burglars, it's the bears.
It's
Yeah.
the bears. And then there was, I had to buy the door that locks the door automatically. Like when you get the doors, it just locks automatically. Because my wife has this problem of locking doors. She doesn't like to lock doors. You know what I mean? And I guess you gotta lock these doggone doors. But there's nobody out here. I mean, literally, we got crime, but not no crazy bottom
Right.
48. You know what I mean? But the thing is, a dangerous bear is a trapped, scared bear in your house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I never
True
think
story.
that it was so real until he showed me a video that it was a big bear in front of my door. And he's like, it was a bear in front of the door. Now you have to learn how to close the doors. But when I see that video, I was like, is that in front of my door? He's like, that's in front of the house.
Oh, jeez.
I think that it was so real. I was like, that's very scary.
Wow. Would you guys ever consider moving back down to the lower 48, or are you guys Alaskans now?
My wife is trying to convince me to move down back to the bottom 48, lower 48. And I get her reasons because she wants to be closer to her family and whatnot. You know what I mean? But the
Yeah.
thing is, I mean, I hate vacationing down in the lower 48. I hate it. I
Oh,
can't
you
drive
haven't been to
fast
the right
enough.
place.
I can't drive fast enough. I can't merge onto a highway fast enough. You know what I mean? It gives me a headache to drive. It literally does.
You gotta
wants
come to Montana. It's
Yeah,
quiet.
come to
people are
Montana.
Friendly. None of that rat race stuff. And we have cities.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And nobody wants to talk to you. Nobody wants to talk to you whatsoever, except for the old people. And they look at me like, oh my gosh, you're going to talk to me? And then they talk your ear off,
You got
I
one
sent
of
you
your
another- I sent you another link there, Travis. And that's where the bear, I was at camp and we just got Starlink in our camp. And then it was like 2:00 in the morning. And then my phone went off like somebody was at the front door. And I was like, what the hell? And I looked at it and I was like, holy crap, man, this big old brown bear. And I wanted to call my wife to make sure the doors were locked, but I didn't want to scare her because she'll never go to sleep. So I spent the next 3 hours checking the cameras around the house, checking the cameras around the house.
Oh, jeez.
And this bear literally wanted to come in the house. He checked out the front door. And I was just like, please, please, please. I was praying, please have my wife lock that door. You know what I mean? Because, oh my gosh, it was huge.
Oh, jeez.
I learned my lesson because when
I got it here.
I was
It
like,
looks like a big bear.
real.
Wow.
It walking
That's a big
beside your
bear.
Bronco bear really gives it. You can see
Yeah.
how big that freaking grizzly is. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
And he was literally smelling on the door, and they know how to open the door.
They know how to open doors. They know how to open car doors.
Oh, jeez.
It's
That's
scary.
wild. That's wild. You got one of your friends in chat there, Carlos, Justin Peterson.
Oh yeah, Justin's a great guy, man. Justin is awesome.
How's it going, Justin? So-
Says stay in Alaska.
Yeah, stay in Alaska, man. This is God's country, brother. This is God's country. I mean, wow.
It looks beautiful up there. It really does.
So if you could travel anywhere in the world to go mining, where would you, or would you stay exactly where you were at?
You know, I would love, you know,
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, I broke the internet.
Broke it.
Lost
We
it
don't
for a
want to
second.
have them frozen like that. We'll put a. Oh,
There we go.
Oh, there he
He's
is.
back.
You're back.
yeah, I would literally love to go give Australia and New Zealand a try.
New
Yes,
Zealand.
that's my bucket list.
I made a lot of good friends up there, and oh my gosh, man! You know, maybe not just for gold, but also for freaking opals and
Opals.
whatnot. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Right.
I love that stuff, man.
Oh,
There's a
Lord
beautiful
Shadow.
place here in the lower 48 to go get opals, you know, Carlos.
Where's that at?
Northern Nevada and the Virgin Valley, dude.
Is that right?
Black
Yeah.
Ridge opals. Yeah, man. I just saw one of a pine cone that was about this big. Came out. Just beautiful, man. You'd love it.
Those things, those I'm telling you, I have more of a love for gems and rocks. You know, I love them, man. I literally.
I could take. Oh, I'd love to take you all over the place. That sounds right up my alley.
Yeah, right. I mean, I'm telling you, man, we go nowhere without having rocks. I mean, I got
Bear
rocks in the
Canyon,
back
huh?
of my truck that we got from the beach that I haven't took out yet. And every time I'm turning fast, you can hear the rocks in the back of
In the back of your truck going clunk, 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 clunk.
Yeah,
That sounds like all of us. All
Yeah.
of us are rock guys
telling
too.
you, man.
Dude, I
Yeah.
just brought home a rock
Yeah, I'm-
this big that had a bad amethyst through it.
Yeah, I was gonna say you should have seen the child Nick was carrying down the side of a mountain this weekend. Looked like he was packing a toddler.
I'm telling you, man, rocks, dude. It just. I have a special love for them, man. I just have a literally special love for freaking rocks, literally.
Oh,
And
man.
we got to stay in touch, guys, because you got to have to tell me how to keep these rocks looking wet still. You know what I mean? That wet look. Oh,
Lick
Yeah,
them.
burnish them with ivory soap
look at that.
after you
That's
polish them. Yeah, after you polish them, burnish them with ivory soap. Tumble
Yeah,
them in
throw
your
some
tumbler
ivory
with
soap
some
in
ivory
with them
soap
and
chips.
let them run.
Yeah, for about an hour or two is all you got to do.
Yep.
Get out of here.
Yeah,
Yep.
man, I'm serious.
Ivory
That's all
soap,
we do.
That's beautiful.
We know a
That's
guy.
freaking gorgeous, man. Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Like here,
Here's some pyrite.
Jeez, man. Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah.
just a little ivory soap after you polish it, and it'll stay like that forever.
Yep.
The more you know, right? The more you grow.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's freaking, the quartz kills me, man. I've got quartz and all. Holy moly, man.
All right, this is one of the
Wow.
rocks I'm putting in the package for you, brother.
That's gorgeous, man.
So that'll
Sweet.
be coming your way.
Oh
That's
yeah,
found
we'll
here in
send-
Montana, by the way.
I think we have to go to Montana.
Yeah. You're more than welcome.
But you guys have more harsh winters than we can ever have. I'm telling you that much.
Oh really?
Oh, I don't know.
I call it the land of the extreme. One day it'll be like 50 below. 2 days later it'll be like 40 above.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
So
They
it
got
really
below
is.
freeze, below zero. So
Oh.
here in Haines, we don't get that. I mean, this past winter, it was an easy winter. I only had to plow my driveway 4 times.
Oh wow.
Oh,
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, it was really nice, man. Holy freaking moly, man. 4 times. That was it.
Yeah, we get a little swings here and there.
Yeah, we did last year. We got a derecho, basically like a mini tornado came through here. We're not even in tornado land. It was pretty nuts.
well, last year in Alberta, we got to minus 58 Fahrenheit.
That's nuts, man. Holy crap.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's
Oh,
not
gross.
that great in
I
Alberta.
couldn't keep the house warm enough. Holy moly, man. I would burn through all my freaking wood in a heartbeat.
And
Oh, it's yeah.
And I
I'm
work
down
outside
to-
in that kind of stuff.
Jeez.
Yeah. We do. Yeah. I did commercial construction for years working in that stuff. It was terrible.
Oh yeah.
No,
I'll tell you
not
one thing. All of us got to freaking hit it big, man. So we will never
Yeah.
have to do that again.
Oh,
right.
I hope so.
So do you see yourself continuing gold mining, or do you have other ambitions?
Like I said, I literally want to do that gold detecting deal. You know what I mean? I literally want to see how long it would take me to earn my investment back.
Mhm.
Yep.
You know, pay the machine off.
Do you
know?
have a YouTube channel?
No, my wife
Nope.
has been on me to do that stuff so many times. And
Oh yeah,
it's-
you should start one.
Yeah, with
And
family.
Detecting with Carlos, or
detecting with Carlos. I'll tell you what, if you guys like that, go on Gold Rush Whitewater Friends and Family and freaking put that and let me know if you guys are interested in something like that. You know what I mean? I mean,
yeah, I
You were
got
the
a thumbs up
lifeblood of
here.
that show. I can guarantee you'd have a following.
Yeah.
you know, because that's a lot of work. You know what I mean? That's a lot
Oh, yeah.
of work.
It's a lot of work. It really
Oh yeah.
is.
But it's fun. I mean,
I was ready
the
to
amount
say
of
that.
people you get to meet.
Oh, yeah.
The different things you can get to do. It ends up being a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You
I
don't
never
know
would
my
have got to
time.
do this with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never would have met Travis or Gold Eagle or Prairie or you or any of this, without YouTube,
Yeah.
No, absolutely. And that's what I would like to do, the gold detecting. And boy, man, if I could ever get down to a freaking Australia, man, and do some freaking like gem hunting and all that, holy freaking moly, man. You know what the scary thing about it is? You catch the bug on that, and then I have to freaking drag my family kicking and screaming to all these crazy places in the outback.
Well, and
Could be
you
worse
have an
things to do, though.
in. You have an in with the Discovery, so Carlos on vacation. Whitewater
Make it like
goes to
Carlos's
Australia.
trail.
Wouldn't that be
Carlos's trail.
awesome? Carlos's vacation, man. Freaking goddamn gem hunting. Or just
Yeah.
freaking rocks, man. I'm telling you. Do anybody else other than us have that love for freaking stones, man? I mean, each rock or each stone has its own characteristics. You know what I mean? It's its own personality.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Not one rock is the same.
not one rock is the same, man. And the thing
Nope.
is, you come across one and you say, like, yep, this one's mine,
Oh, yeah.
The
You always
cool thing is
got
can
one
take
in
the
your
same
pocket.
rock and just keep cutting it, and every cut is a little different.
Yep.
And guys, guess what? Just last month, I invested. I invested in this big, huge rock saw.
No.
I
'Cause you said you like big rocks.
You are addicted to rock out big, yeah.
I invested in, and then my neighbor across the street, he sold me a smaller rock saw for like $50. And this
Nice.
the big huge one. I mean, they usually go for like $7,000, $8,000, and I got this one from a good buddy of ours for $2,000. I mean, pristine condition.
Oh, cool.
And the only thing that I haven't put that in effect yet because I got such a small garage. It's still on the trailer, wrapped up in tarps and everything. I have to go to Canada to Whitehorse to grab steel because there's no steel here or in Juneau. Because I have to put legs. I have to fortify the legs on it so I can put wheels on it.
Oh,
I got such a small garage. Everything has to be mobile to
Nope.
freaking to put everything to the side, move and everything. Because once you fill that up with water, it's heavy. It's easy.
right.
Oh yeah.
I foresee a shed in Carlos's future.
I'm telling you,
A he shed.
we'll make this you put me on again after the season, after all the showing, and I can like let you in on the freaking behind the scenes kind of deal and all of that stuff and everything. And at that time, my rock shed should be producing stuff, man. And
Oh,
Awesome.
We'd love to have you
Definitely
back.
got to get you some stuff up then for your rock shed.
Oh,
We'll
dude, I'm
definitely have
telling
you back.
rocks, stones, gems. You know what I mean? And of course gold, man. But the rocks and the gems in the rocks, man. It has something allured me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mother
I
Nature
feel-
makes some pretty stuff.
Mother
Sure does.
Nature makes some great stuff, beautiful stuff.
It's amazing what it can do. It's
Oh
just,
yeah.
It's anywho, yeah. I live in the Treasure State. There's so much to find here. I don't even know where to begin.
Oh,
in
yeah.
Summer. I have a book. I can pick up 50 different locations right now and tell you somewhere to go here.
Oh wow.
Plus, I know a few just from the Rock Club that aren't even on the books.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Thank you for that. That's very interesting. That's good to know.
Yeah, if we ever have our choice, man, because every time we go on vacation, we always have to go to California and everything like that. But God, do I always want to try something new? You know what I mean? And I hate
hear ya.
California so much.
Yeah.
Hey,
Lord
guess it's all about
Shadow.
how you do it. I had fun in California.
There's your next show idea. Lord Shadow says Whitewater Sapphires, Montana.
Mm.
Yeah, Montana.
We always hear beautiful stories about Montana. Remember?
Yeah,
Sissy,
yeah.
she lives
Oh
in
yeah,
Montana.
we have friends that live in Montana.
Oh, yeah.
Where at?
I don't even know.
I can't remember the place, but she lives in Montana. Yeah.
Well, as long as you live on the western side of the divide, you live in a
Yeah.
very beautiful state. If you live on the eastern side of the divide, that's very much hit or miss.
Yeah.
It
She's
flattens
flat
out. It
and-
becomes just flat prairie
Yeah.
land.
Little rolling hills. Yeah, not so pretty.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. We
If you like
love our
wheat
mountains.
fields.
Yes.
Yeah. So then definitely western Montana and southern Montana. Best way to go.
Yep.
But I'm biased, so
Yeah. So yeah, me too.
born and raised, it's hard not to be.
Yeah.
Very nice to meet you guys. I have to go
You,
in.
Nice to meet you.
Teresa, nice to meet you.
Thank you. Bye, Travis. Bye bye.
Bye,
Yes,
Teresa.
Travis.
Cook dinner. Cook dinner.
Well,
My
oh,
mom
it's
brought me
only
dinner
what,
earlier.
like 6 o'clock there, 6:30.
I don't know. Yeah, 6:30, 6:35.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're only 2 hours behind us. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
No. Not bad at all. But
How,
yeah,
how often do you come over to Whitehorse?
we go to White Horse. Matter of fact, we're going to White Horse this weekend.
Oh,
We have this thing going on here every year. At the end of the month, we have what we call Beer Fest.
Oh.
We get out. We get out. I mean, it's great that they're going to have it here because a lot of people make money here and everything like that. You know, it's great for the revenue for the family. But the thing is, I mean, if it's hot, it's gonna be like a Mardi Gras here. I mean, people camped out playgrounds, half naked, you know, drunk. And so
Wow.
we get out. We're gonna go to White Horse. You know, I'm gonna pick up some steel, go to Walmart, go eat KFC, go eat a lot of fruit.
There you go. Bring it on. Bring it on.
Go to the movies. You know, go to the movies. So,
Get them strawberries, huh?
yeah, man. I mean, we love freaking White Horse. You know, if we could get away with it, man, we would actually have a second home in White Horse.
Oh, yeah.
You know, seriously. So you gotta maybe Travis can sponsor us or something, man. We can get a
Oh, dude, I'll sponsor you in a second. No worries about that. I'm declaring it already. You're an honorary Canadian.
I even told my eldest daughter, my oldest daughter, like maybe you should hook up with a Yukon, you know what I mean? Then you can like, you know,
Good for the Yukon. Yeah.
get some land, you know, and then get us in there, grant, you know.
Right. You
I
just need to
I wouldn't
hook up
mind
with
going
Tony
up to
Beats.
We love it.
Tony
Man. We freaking love it. And I'm talking about the nicest people ever, man. Holy freaking moly, man.
It's
Lord
amazing,
Shadow
though.
says if you come down to Montana, he'll give you a painting. Lord,
You know, I would actually, you know what I mean? I would actually love to come meet each and every one of these awesome followings. You know what I mean?
Oh
God,
yeah.
that would.
Lord Shadow actually has a couple paintings with a couple sitting U.S. presidents and a submission in the Smithsonian.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Awesome set.
Yeah.
He's about,
Yeah.
what is he? 80 miles from us, I think.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Yeah. Where did he say he was from?
He's up by
where were-
Plains, isn't he?
That's
Yeah,
I thought it was-
Plains, yeah.
Okay, that's not too far from here at all.
No.
Shoot. That's a quick drive, really. Hour and a half, maybe most.
Yeah.
Is that
Oh,
north of you
man.
guys?
Yeah. That's,
Yeah. It's not really north. It's more like northwest-ish.
northwest.
if I
Yeah.
remember right.
Okay.
Yeah. Up by Thompson Falls.
No, by Thompson Falls. Yeah. You just come down through, like, for you, Travis, you just come down through Polson and take a right at the Bison Range.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I know. Okay. Yeah. I just came down through Folsom, so
You sure
Yeah.
did.
Right at the Ravalli there.
And there's
Instead
no
of
cool rocks
staying
up
on
there.
90, you'd take that right hand.
No cool rocks up there except for obsidian.
Well, Carlos, it was great. Thank you so much for joining us, man. We appreciate it so much.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna have to have you back after the season's wrapped up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to ask you about this world-class teammate.
You know, just real quick, man. I mean, being tired, being exhausted, and also being stressed out by not finding gold, and you're finding you're not making no money off your investment, and you're gonna lose your investment. It was a recipe for just chaos. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chaos is good.
And it's the talk of everybody right now of what happened at the last of episode 4 there. So you
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah. You know, that's and I felt bad because, you know, like the world class prick, it just came out, and I just like, ah, man, that was pretty mean. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
That
sometimes
was
things
pretty
need to
mean,
be
man.
said.
Yeah. So it was just, yeah, that's
like it,
definitely a conversation to have a beer over. You know?
Sounds like a good time.
Hell yeah.
All
well,
right.
with
That's
that,
it.
everybody, if no one else has any other questions, we're gonna let Carlos go and eat some dinner.
Eat some dinner. Yep.
Yeah. And
We'd love to have you back.
Yeah.
Yes.
And at that time,
Nothing
I would
better.
love to show you what's coming out of my garage, you know, and you guys tell me what, you know, what I can do and what I can't do, you know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Anything we can do, man.
But yeah, just send me your links, man, so we can share and all that cool stuff, and then, you know, I'll hit you up for some ideas.
Cool.
sounds
Sounds
good.
good. I'll get a box of rocks to you here shortly.
Copy that.
Right on. Thanks everybody for coming by. We this is our last interview for our mining season. We're all gonna be hitting up bar claims and for the summer and doing some gold prospecting and all that. But we'll be back in the fall with Carlos and some other people that we get
Oh,
lined
yeah.
up. And yeah. Until
All right,
then,
guys.
we will be going live here and there. But
Intermittent. Yep.
intermittent. But anyways,
Good luck,
with that,
guys.
thanks,
Thanks.
Carlos.
You too, man.
And,
Thank you, Carlos.
We'll see you guys on the next one. Have a safe week.
All right.
Good night,
Have a
everybody.
good weekend, guys.
Have a good one.